Hi there, everybody. Steve Jensen, Dr. J from the National Sales Academy and Impact Training Corporation. How's your week been? Hope you've kicked some goals, and I'll be looking forward to having a little bit of a chin wag with me today. Now, many of you will be watching this on replay, but today what I'd like to share with you are the 11 essential meet and greet skills, which makes an enormous difference to how your, let's say, demonstration, your explanation, or your sales process goes. How many times have we had a poor meet and greet and it's been like really tough to try to create rapport and even get an outcome? Or maybe you didn't do the meet and greet and it was done poorly. You've got to repair the conversation or the, let's say, the communication. Meet and greet skills are an essential part of business, whether it's for you or for your team. It's something that needs to be protocoled and practiced. Now, I'm going to give you 11 skill sets. So you might say, I do all of these terrifically. Great. Well, guess what? You'll be getting some great results. But if you're a little bit low on a few of these, I'd suggest that you put a little bit of an action plan together after I go through these with you and, let's say, clean them up to make sure your meet and greet protocols are really sound, so you can get on to the rest of the presentation. Because if the first part's no good, you're going to be having to climb out of a hole, which is sometimes impossible to do. Now, when it comes to meet and greet protocols, one of the things I want to bring up, and it's a very important thing, is that this is such an important skill. And everyone says that I go to say, gee, do you think the meet and greet's really important? Oh yes, Dr. J, it's critical. I said, right, do you practice it? Most of the time it's no. I remember in my businesses when we had lots of facilities, one of the things I used to do 100% of the time, and my team used to know this, when I walked in there, I always went in as a prospect or a client. They would say, hey Steve, or hey Dr. J. I'd actually ask as an inquiry. I'd ask a few questions. Oh, how much does it cost here? What have you got here? And so forth. And I want to see what our meet and greet protocols are like. I used to give my team a call on the telephone early in the morning to see how they answered it. Is their meet and greet great on the telephone? Because meet and greet's not just belly to belly. It's also on the phone. So it's incredibly important. Not talked about? Well, it can't be that important. And if it's not talked about and practiced, I can almost guarantee you it will be poor. So talk about it, practice it, and make sure that whatever protocols you have in place, you make important by having regular practices and drill and rehearses to make sure people feel really welcome when they turn up. Now, the next thing is, one of the ways to actually make sure that your meet and greet is great, if you have a business where people are coming to you, I don't care what type of visit it is. If they've got an appointment booked, make sure that your reception and the people at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, if Steve's popping in or Mr. Jensen, whatever you want to call them, make sure they know who's turning up. So when they turn up at 3 o'clock, you say, hello, my name is, and you must be Steve. And they say, no, oh, gee whiz, we're expecting Steve. What's your name anyway? Hello, Peter. If he says his name's Peter. It would be silly if he said his name was Doug, obviously. Isn't it interesting to actually put that into practice? Hey, easy to do, easy not to do, as I keep saying to all of our team. Do your team know who's coming in? And if they don't, please organize a way to say so they can see who's turning up. If it's not going to be you meeting and greeting them, make sure your reception team know what to do. So that's a really good thing to do. The next thing is, if you do have a reception, please make sure that they stand up when people turn up. You say, oh, gee whiz, they're going to be standing up all day. Well, you know, I've seen receptions that do stand up all day. They can have a little bit of a break and go have a cup of coffee, sit down. How many 6-star hotels do you walk in where they're sitting down? None. How many concierges are just sitting there looking up your nose? I remember I've been to many businesses where there's just like these little heads standing there and they're looking up to you and saying, are you right? Oh, yeah, my name's Jensen. So, recommendation, stand up when people come in. And if you're meeting and greeting them, always go around the counter and go to meet and greet them. If it's a booked appointment, be prepared. If you're the sales professional, have their things ready. Have a little action plan ready. And if not, make sure the people know they're having a cup of coffee, it's on the way. I can remember many, many times where people have done this with me, and it makes me feel important. And it also relaxing. So do you know the name? Do your reception know? Do you meet and greet the person properly? Do you stand up? Maybe it's not appropriate, but these are things that do work. All right. Now, if the person is just a walk-in and maybe they don't have an appointment, do you know what to say when someone turns up? Have you practiced that? Hello. Good morning. How's your day been? How may I help you? What do you say? Yes, I'd like to actually talk about this. Well, my name is Steve. What's yours? Ah, Peter. Hi, Peter. Found the place okay? Terrific. And you might want to shake their hand. If you shake their hand, you're going to match the squeeze. That's a building rapport protocol. If you can get around from the counter, even better. If it's not appropriate, then you can do it another way. So do you know what to say when someone just walks in? Is there an introduction? My name is, what's yours? Do you get it back? Say, welcome to the facility or the place. What do you say? If you don't know, suggest that you create a protocol where it makes people feel welcome. All right. Are you happy? Are you sitting on front desk? And when people walk in, have you got a smile on your dial? Just recently, I've been noticing that when the person smiles at me and is friendly, happy and friendly, and genuinely is happy and friendly, not you got a banana smile, it really makes me feel a lot better. It's really nice to be around people that smile or a little bit friendly, and you might be going to some place which is a little bit, you might be a bit nervous. It's always good if the front line or the person you're going to meet is happy and friendly. If you're having a grumpy day, then go home. Grumpy, go home. So happy, friendly reception. Gone are the days of having the toughie at front desk. Hello, what are you here for? I'm sure you get it. The next thing is, as I said earlier, if you are, we're in a Western culture, most of the time we do shake hands. If you are going to shake the person's hand, make sure you match the squeeze. Okay? Match it. If they do a firm one, make sure it's firm. And if it's just a little bit softer, don't crush their hand. Easy thing to do. A lot of people, when we practice this, have never done it. And when you actually talk to someone, if you have a name badge, always point to your name badge. My name is, what's yours? When they say their name, so is Bob, is it? Great. Look at their hand. And if you want to shake someone's hand, look at their hand. Look. Then eye contact. Let go. Easy thing to do. But when did you last practice it? When did you last practice your meet and greet? Exchanging the name. Remembering the name. Matching the squeeze. Easy to do again. Easy not to do. Again, take the best and leave the rest. So I'm just going to go through a few extra and I'll leave it to you to put into practice. The next thing is, do you know what to do? What are you doing? Does it flow? If you're going to hand them over to somebody, an expert of some description, say the receptionist handing them over to an expert, what does the receptionist say to the expert? Do they introduce that person to the expert? Or let's just say you're in a facility that's going to be a sales professional handing it over to an expert. So let's just say, for argument's sake, in a health and fitness industry, and the person's going to do a trial. Do you know how to hand over that person to the expert, the instructor, the trainer? You say, this is Steve. Steve is wanting to do this. He's got no medical challenges and he wants to do A, B, and C and can come in 3 times a week. Or do you introduce the trainer to the person first? Hello, John, this is Steve. Steve, this is John. What do you do? My recommendation is you introduce them to the instructor and say, you're really lucky. This is one of our best instructors. Or this is a professional. Our professional, he's a superstar. He's helped so many people. Give them some kudos. And then tell the person about what the person wants. They're doing this, they want this, they want it this period of time. You're in great hands. And then what happens when they hand them back? That's part of the sales cycle. But this is just about meet and greet. Do you have a protocol to do that? If you do, terrific. When did you practice it last? I know businesses that practice this all the time and it's absolutely hums. And I know businesses that don't. And I can assure you, it's ordinary. Or let's say I heard a great word the other day, underwhelming. Oh, could you imagine someone said that to you about your business? It was underwhelming? Cool. That would be a disaster. All right. The last couple of things is in a meet and greet, ideally what you want to do is if you're going to give somebody something, make sure that you know how to give them things. If you want them to fill out a piece of paper, tell them, we're going to ask you a few quick questions. Don't say fill out a form. Next thing, if you want them to fill something out, always give them the pen first and then the paper. Never on an ugly clipboard. In a nice leather folder would be ideal. If you're going to give them something, always look at their hand. Again, gee whiz, so much stuff to remember, Dr. J. Well, yeah, meet and greet makes an enormous difference. Do you know how to give people things? Last but not least, learn how to give someone a sincere compliment. By the way, not just a, oh, nice shoes. Oh, nice shoes, where did you get them? Oh, they're terrific. Make sure it's a sincere compliment, not just an ordinary one, which is just like, oh, nice earrings or whatever the case may be. If it's a sincere compliment, people really feel good. I remember just the other day, I was walking through the railway at the station, and someone out of the blue just walked past me. This is true, just the other day, and said to me, looked at me, I went, and just smiled and said, oh, nice tie. I went, my goodness, thank you. You know, that little compliment made me feel $1 million. What can you do to make people feel good? Get them to relax. Give them a cup of tea or coffee or whatever it may be. A meet and greet makes a world of difference. So there's some ideas to take away to make sure your meet and greet makes people feel special and important, makes them relax. If you're the sales professional, you then have to have your own meet and greet to make sure that you do the same. I'm Dr. J. Hope that helped. If you need any more help, let us know. Just put a comment, help, and we'll actually get in contact with you and see what we can do. Okay? And if you're not a member of the Sales Success Club, it's a free Facebook group. Pop in there, log in, answer a couple of questions, and there's tons of resources we can give you. Okay, gang? Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.